First off, let me turn off my Bluetooth here so they don't, so the audio don't be. But I'm not going to be looking directly in the camera because I wanted to reiterate on a point that I made in the live earlier. Because again, so many thoughts are coming at once, and it feels good to get those thoughts out. But the one thing that I noticed where I am at in the Northeast, we don't have communities anymore. Growing up, there were communities. Even when my mom was renting a two-family house on a certain block, we had a community. The neighbors knew each other. The upstairs, downstairs, side by side neighbors knew each other. We looked out for each other. They looked out for the children. In the community, you always have the people that look out for the children to make sure the children were okay going to school and coming home. It wasn't just the cross guard, but the cross guards as well. It was a whole different life. So when I say by what I mean in terms of what I'm seeing in terms of who's migrating to this city now and becoming, I guess, the dominant factor on all sides of the town, there's no community. I don't know these people. I don't know who they are. I don't know what their goal is ultimately. I don't believe it has anything to do with people like me, and nor do I feel like I should be pleading for it to be that way. That's my responsibility. But with that being said, I don't see a community. What I'm seeing now is we live in neighborhoods, and this is something that Dr. Claude Anderson was talking about years ago. We have neighborhoods, and in our neighborhoods, you'll see some of us, if not predominantly us. But the thing is, it's not a community. Most of us stay to ourselves. We don't trust one another. We might say hi and bye if that, but not even just that. Again, our businesses are not ran by us and owned by us. You walk out the door, your construction workers don't look like you. They're in your neighborhood, and you again, for me personally, I'm scratching my head as to why the construction workers that are working on our streets are not us. But our young men are standing around with absolutely nothing to do. No work, no nothing. So they getting into mischief. Meanwhile, when I go to the doctor, not now one of my doctors look like me. And to be honest, I don't really go to the doctor, but like just now, I would say this: I got a medical card in the mail, and the medical card, the insurance company, they selected a primary care physician for me. I didn't even select the primary care physician. I can't even pronounce the person's name. I don't even know who this is. Because I drive around for work, when I do drive around, I drive around a popular major clinic here in the city that some celebrities actually go to as well as some wealthy folks, from my understanding. I don't like this clinic at all, but that's a whole nother conversation about this clinic. But basically, at this clinic, most of the staff don't look like us. Maybe some of the people like environmental services, but even as the different wings and segments of the hospital is named after all these other people. I don't know who these people are. I can't even pronounce their name. But that's my point when I say a neighborhood. We should have our own dentists in our neighborhood. We should have our own doctors in our neighborhood. Our stores should be ran by us. We should be looking out for each other. There shouldn't be this big thing about not being able to trust one another, being envious. So if we had our own on that level, I don't think there would be a need to even be jealous or envious of one another, because you wouldn't feel like somebody else is coming up over you if everyone is on one accord and they have one agenda, and that's to make sure each other prospers and we look out for each other, and especially our youth. So I wanted to double back on this because I felt like I didn't emphasize that point enough. And again, I actually posted Dr. Claude Anderson talking about this. If I could find that again, I'll repost it. Where he talks about how, yeah, he's like, black folks, we got neighborhoods, but we don't have communities. There's a difference. And that's what I'm seeing now. Like, man, it's cold out here. I'm sure there are still some communities somewhere, but it's cold out here, and this wasn't like this just what 20 years ago, which seems like a lot, but not really, because I can recall it quite well what it used to feel like to live in a neighborhood. And that's not what we got now. Now it's pretty much everybody for their damn selves. Everybody's on an individual path, individual mindset, and a lot of us look lost because we know what's up. We know this is definitely white supremacy, and we just trying to navigate. We just trying to hang in there. We just trying to survive. We just trying to pay these bills. It's kind of hard to think about overcoming all this stuff when you spend it every day just trying to survive, trying to feed your family. So that's it. That's the point I was trying to make. And I don't believe everybody has to leave in order to live a better life. I do believe that in my opinion, because I'm starting to think about this stuff more and more, if you can find your own tribe, meaning a few of you or some family members, some friends, whoever, some like-minded individuals, and create your own community, you could probably tolerate this land and accomplish things and stay here. But for some of us, yours truly, who haven't found that, I can't see myself wanting to stay here, which is my prerogative. I'm not putting that on anybody else. It's just something that I came to the conclusion of. I don't have that here. Here, this is like a major city, and folks, like I said, it's kind of vicious. It's cold. Everybody seems lost. Everybody is like, we know what's up, but we don't know what to do because we in survival mode. How do you find time to really come together when you pretty much fighting for your life and your well-being and your finances every day? Like, you busy, you trying to grind, you trying to pay this high ass rent and whatever else, feed the family, etc. Some of us helping each other out as far as family goes. So again, working multiple jobs, long hours, trying to raise the children. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then also too, I don't think we talk about enough disability in our community, elders in our community. I work closely with these two categories, and I'm seeing them very unprotected, especially the elderly. It don't make no sense to get to that age and you unprotected out here and you struggling and you worried about where you going to live, because your senior facility or your senior building was your senior complex, which once was strictly senior based, has now been opened up to all ages. And unfortunately, there's folks moving in that don't have the best intentions for elders. So now the elders got to figure out where they're going to move next. Or the elders are in a situation where they live, management company don't give a crap about them. They're increasing the rent, but the quality of life in that building has not increased. Basic things such as heating and water and pest control is not being taken care of. So now these elders, which should not have to worry about things like this right now, in this life, are now being forced to figure out where they're going to live, what's going to be their next move, because the place that they thought they was going to be able to retire at is no longer going to be that. And not to mention also the increase of cost of living. Elders are facing that as well, if they're not able to find income-based housing. And maybe even income-based housing has an increase. I'm not certain on that. But some of the biggest complaints I hear from the elders is that their building is now being overran by younger people. So I don't know. It's so much, y'all. It's so much. And if we had communities, we'd be taking care of our elders. So that's it, y'all. I just wanted to jump on here real quick before I get inside of this laundromat that's already packed, by the way. So that is it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll talk to